Hello friends, welcome to Winmini e-learning. இந்த e-learning செஷனில் நம்ம 11th ஹிஸ்ட்ரியோட லெசன்ஸ் எல்லாம் பார்த்துட்ருக்கோம். இன்றைக்கி நம்ம 11th ஹிஸ்ட்ரியில் லெசன் 2 பற்றி பார்க்கலாம். லெசன் 2 Early India, the Chalcolithic, Megalithic, Iron Age and Vedic cultures. Question number 1. The painted graveway culture, of which age has been identified by archaeologists at many excavated sites, is associated with the later Vedic culture. The correct answer is option B, Iron Age. Later Vedic culture வந்து இதோட period it was between 1000 BCE and 700 to 600 BCE. இதில் painted graveway culture வந்து Iron Age சார்ந்ததாக இருக்குது and this has been identified by the archaeologists at many excavated sites. இது எதோட அசோசியேட் ஆகிருக்குன்னா லேட்டர் வேதிக் கல்ச்சரோட. அண்ட் இந்த பீரியடில் விட்னஸ் பண்ணப்பட்டது வந்து பொலிட்டிக்கல், சோஷியல், எக்கனாமிக் காம்ப்ளெக்சிட்டி அண்ட் டெவலப்மெண்ட்ஸ். Question number 2. Which among the following were composed after the Rig Veda? The correct answer is option D, all the above. That is Yajur Veda, Sama Veda and Atharvana Veda. Later Vedic text வந்து it was composed after the Rig Veda Samhitasன்னு சொல்லலாம். இதில் யஜுர், சாமவேதா அண்ட் அதர்வ வேதா இது எல்லாமே ரிக் வேதாக்கு அப்புறம் கம்போஸ் பண்ணப்பட்டுச்சு. Question number 3. Which among the following statement is correct? The Aryan speakers expanded from the Punjab to western Uttar Pradesh in the Ganga Yamuna Doab in the later Vedic period. The history of ancient India was thus marked by the movement of cultures and interactions and battles among various groups for territories and resources. It has been suggested that while the Aryans migrated to the region of western part of Ganga Valley, the Indo-Iranians migrated from the region of Iran to the region of Punjab. The later Vedic text speaks about the region of Kamsala, which falls in the Indo-Gangetic divide and the upper Ganga valley. The correct answer is option A. Statement 1 alone is correct. Aryans வந்து they have been migrated to the region of eastern part of the Ganga valley and Indo-Iranians they migrated from the region of Iran to the region of Punjab. So in the later Vedic text வந்து it speaks about the region of Kuru Panchala and this falls in the Indo-Gangetic divide and the upper Ganga valley. Question number 4. The area mentioned as the southeastern boundary of the Aryans in Rig Veda is listed in which among the following book? The correct answer is option C, Aitreya Brahmana. The areas which was mentioned as the southeastern boundary of Aryans in Rig Veda இது வந்து லிஸ்ட் பண்ணப்பட்டது வந்து ஐத்ரேய பிராமணா அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு புக்கில். அண்ட் திஸ் இஸ் mentioned as the midland which indicates the movement of Aryans into the Ganga valley in the later Vedic period. So in the expansion வந்து it was induced by the need for water, land resources, fresh and less occupied territories and population pressures. Question number 5. Which among the following is not the tribes of later Vedic period? The correct answer is option D, Karaites. Kuru, Panchalas, Vashas and Ushinaras இவங்க தான் later Vedic period சேர்ந்த tribal people. Question number 6. References to which rivers occur in the later Vedic text? The correct answer is option C, Saraswati. Later Vedic textல சரஸ்வதி அண்ட் திருஷ்டாவதி அப்படிங்கிற ரிவர்ஸோட ரெஃபரன்சஸ் வந்து கொடுக்கப்பட்டிருக்கு. Question number 7. Around 1000 BCE, the Vedic Aryans in the Kosala region in eastern Uttar Pradesh and Videha in North Bihar encountered the local people following which material culture? The correct answer is option C, Chalcolithic. 1000 BCE, the Vedic Aryans they moved towards the Kosala region which is in the eastern Uttar Pradesh and Videha region which is in the North Bihar. These areas, the Vedic people வந்து they encountered the local people which followed a Chalcolithic material culture. Question number 8. Which among the following statement is correct? In the upper Ganga valley, the Vedas acquired Pali words indicating the Pali-speaking people lived in the Ganga valley. The region of Kosala and Videha were the northmost territories of Aryan expansion during this period. By the end of Vedic period, Panchala and Videha were Aryanized. The area beyond this region in the east was seen as an alien territory. In the Atharva Veda, the people of Anga and Magadha, that is Bihar, were seen as enemies. Similarly, the Puntras of Bengal and the Andhras were seen as outside the Aryan identity in the Aitreya Brahmana. This suggests that these regions were not influenced by Aryan culture. What we gather is that the process of Aryanization gradually spread from the northwest to the southeast, mainly into the Ganga valley. And the correct answer is option C, which is both the statement 2 and 3 is correct. Upper Ganga valley la Vedas acquired Munda words indicating Munda speaking people lived in the Ganga valley. So the region of Kosala and Videha it was the easternmost territories of the Aryan expansion during this period. By the end of Vedic period Panchala and Videha they were Aryanized. Question number 9. Which was an important metal used for implements in the later Vedic period? The correct answer is option A, iron. Iron ஒரு important metal for the implements in this later Vedic period. Iron is believed to have an important role in the conversion of forest area of the Ganga valley into the agricultural land. So in the end of Vedic period, the knowledge of iron had reached the eastern Uttar Pradesh and Videha. Question number 10. In later Vedic period, iron was called as. The correct answer is option B, Syama Ayas. Later Vedic period, iron it was called as Syama Ayas or Krishna Ayas or the dark metal. So earlier, அவங்க believe பண்ணது iron originated around 700 BCE. But இப்போ நடந்த recent researchesல the beginning of iron age it was around 1200 BCE or even earlier கூட இருக்கலாம். So the early views it gave excessive emphasis to iron சொல்லலாம் to the colonization of Ganga valley. But இப்போ இருக்க new scholars argue பண்றது என்னன்னா iron மட்டுமே ஒரு factor இல்ல for the expansion of the population on that later Vedic period ன்னு சொல்றாங்க. Question number 11. Which term referring to territory which is found in the Brahmanas dated to 800 BCE? The correct answer is option B, Janapada. Intensified agriculture இருக்கும்போது the later Vedic people ஒரு settled life form பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சாங்கன்னு சொல்லலாம், which lead to the formation of territorial units. ஜனபதா அப்படிங்கிற term territory refer பண்ணுது and this is found in the Brahmanas dated to 800 BCE. So more than 1000 sites of painted graveway culture for this area suggest that new settlements it came up and the upper Ganga valley was densely populated. Question number 12. Which among the following statement is correct regarding later Vedic period? People lived in either in mud brick houses or houses with wattle and daub walls. The foundation for the towns must have emerged during the early Vedic period. This was a period of intense interaction. The term Salai, referring to commercial quarters, is found in the later Vedic text. However, large towns appeared only at the end of Vedic period. The sites of Hastinapura and Kausambi are considered proto-urban settlements. The material culture of this period shows more diversity and is an improvement over the early Vedic period. It can be surmised that there was a surplus production to support various classes such as chief, princess and priest. The correct answer is option B, that is statement 2 alone is correct regarding the later Vedic period. Later Vedic period people they lived in mud brick houses இல்லனா houses with wattle and daub walls ன்னு சொல்லலாம், and towns foundation was emerged during the later Vedic period. So in the period intense interaction சேர்ந்ததா இருந்தது and the term Nagara refers to the commercial quarters which is found in the later Vedic text. Question number 13. In the later Vedic period, the influence of assembly which once elected kings is called as. The correct answer is option C, Vidata. Early Vedic ageல வந்து tribal politics வந்து dominant-ஆ இருந்தது and king வந்து he was elected by the assemblies. ஆனால் லேட்டர் வேதிக் பீரியடில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அசம்பிளிஸ் வந்து லெஸ் இம்பார்ட்டண்ட்டாக ஆகிடுச்சு அண்ட் கிங்கோட பவர் வந்து இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆகிடுச்சு. ஸோ த இன்ஃப்ளூயன்ஸ் ஆஃப் அசம்பிளி கால்ட் விதாத்தா வந்து ஆல்மோஸ்ட் டிஸப்பியர் ஆகிடுச்சுன்னு சொல்லலாம். வைல் சமிதி அண்ட் சபா வந்து கண்டினியூட் இன் திஸ் பீரியட். ஸோ டெவலப்மெண்ட் ஆஃப் லார்ஜ் கிங்டம்ஸ் வந்து இட் ரெடியூஸ் தி பவர் ஆஃப் தீஸ் அசம்பிளிஸ்ன்னு சொல்லலாம். Question number 14. Who was the leader who led the army in the battle in the later Vedic period? The correct answer is option A, Rajan. Rajan அப்படிங்கிறவர் தான் லீடராக இருந்தார் and he led the army in the battle. So the concepts of சாம்ராட், சாம்ராஜ்யா இது எல்லாம் டெவலப் ஆனது வந்து இந்த லேட்டர் வேதிக் பீரியடில் and these suggest that the increase in the power and the ambition of the king. Question number 15. The legitimation of kingship became important with the performance of which among the following sacrifices? The correct answer is option A, Vajapeya. The legitimation of kingship வந்து became important with the performance of various sacrifices such as Vajapeya and Rajasuya. So king வந்து he developed more control over the territory, people and the resources. Question number 16. Which among the following means one who places the king in the forefront become important in the establishment of polity and kingship? The correct answer is option B, Purohita. Purohita அப்படிங்கிறதுக்கு என்ன அர்த்தம்னா one who places the kings in the forefront and he became important in the establishment of polity and kingship. ஸோ இதனால monarchy வந்து டெவலப் ஆச்சுன்னு சொல்லலாம் and the Rajan became the controller of the social order. Srausta sacrifices, அதாவது sacrifices to achieve some benefits were carried out to control the resources. Question number 17. Which among the following books says that the king has to provide 1,000 pieces of gold and cattle to the Brahmana who anoints him? The correct answer is option C, Aitreya Brahmana. The king, he presented cow, horses, chariots, gold, clothes and female slaves to the priest. So the Aitreya Brahmana அப்படிங்கிற புக்கில் வந்து என்ன சொல்லப்பட்டிருக்குன்னா the king has to provide 1,000 pieces of gold and cattle to the Brahmana who anoints him. ஸோ இதனால் priest வந்து ரொம்ப இம்பார்ட்டண்ட்டாக ஒரு ஆளாக வந்து இருந்தார் in the formation of polity and royalty. Question number 18. The king received voluntary or compulsory contribution from the people is called. The correct answer is option C, Bali. The king வந்து he received voluntary or compulsory contribution called Bali from the people. ஸோ இந்த மாதிரி voluntary contributions வந்து it became tributes ன்னு சொல்லலாம். மகாபாரதால it offers clues to the historical development and it is the suggestive of the power struggle to control the territories. அதே போல ராமாயணாவும் it suggests the Aryan expansion and the encounters with the native people in the forest. Question number 19. Which among the following means sovereign power appeared? The correct answer is option B, Rajya. The term Rashtra, which denotes a territory, and Rajya means sovereign power appeared. Question number 20. Who among the following characteristics characterizes the developments in the first millennium BCE as the movement from lineage to state? The correct answer is option C, Romila Thapar. The territorial formation and the development of lineage it became stronger during the later Vedic period ன்னு சொல்லலாம். ரோமிலா தாப்பர் இவங்க கேரக்டரைஸ் பண்ணது பார்த்தீங்கன்னா the development in the first millennium BCE as the movement from the lineage to the state. Question number 21. Which among the following statement is correct? The development of state-level political organization emerged only after 500 BCE, and the later Vedic society was therefore in transition. Several lineages became more territorial and settled in the later Vedic ages. This is evidenced by the term Janapada as we saw earlier. The mid-first millennium BCE had political organizations such as Rajya and Ganasanghas, and these institutions developed in the later Vedic period. The correct answer is option C. Both the statements are correct. Question number 22. Which two clans combined to form the Kurus, and along with the Panchalas, they occupy the central part of Ganga Yamuna Doab? The correct answer is option A. Bharatas and Purus. The clans of Bharatas and Purus they combine and form as the Kurus, and along with the Panchalas, they occupy the central part of the Ganga Yamuna Doab. Question number 23. The Kuru Panchalas became one major ethnic group and their capital was? The correct answer is option C. Hastinapur. Panchala territory it was in the northwestern Uttar Pradesh, and Kuru Panchalas they became one major ethnic group with Hastinapur as their capital. So the war between the Kauravas and Pandavas was the theme of Mahabharata, and these both peoples they belong to the clan of Kurus. Question number 24. Where the Kuru clan moved after the Hastinapur was flooded according to the tradition? The correct answer is option C. Kosambi. Traditional stories பத்தி பார்த்தோம்னா the Hastinapur was flooded ன்னு சொல்றாங்க, and the Kuru clan they moved to Kosambi near Allahabad. So sacrifices and rituals it gained importance in the later Vedic society ன்னு சொல்லலாம், and king became more independent. So rituals dominated the kingship, and this increased the power and influence of the Rajnayas and Brahmanas while distancing the king from the people. Question number 25. Which among the following involved letting a horse loose into the areas where it moved freely? The correct answer is option D. Ashwamedha Yaga. Ashwamedha Yaga அப்படிங்கிறது என்னன்னா to let a horse loose into the areas where it moved freely, and this was an assertion that the authority of king was recognized, and இதுக்காக ஒரு battle ensue பண்ணாங்க when the horse was challenged. So with this we'll complete the part 1 video of lesson 2. For more online study materials and online test packages for Tnpsc preparation, visit the official website of Winmean, and Winmean ஓட e-learning அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு ஆப்பை Play Storeலேருந்து டவுன்லோட் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. அதுலேயும் நிறைய இன்ஃபர்மேஷன்ஸ் இருக்கும். ஸோ இந்த எல்லா இன்ஃபர்மேஷனும் இந்த வீடியோ கீழே டிஸ்கிரிப்ஷனில் ப்ரொவைட் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். கைண்ட்லி மேக் யூஸ் ஆஃப் இட். தேங்க்யூ. ஹலோ ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ், வெல்கம் டு வின்மீன் இ-லேர்னிங். இந்த செஷனில் நம்ம 11th ஹிஸ்ட்ரியோட எல்லா லெசன்ஸோட லைன் பை லைன் கொஷின் பார்த்துட்ருக்கோம். இதில் 11th ஹிஸ்ட்ரியோட லெசன் 2ஓட பார்ட் 2 வீடியோ இன்றைக்கி பார்க்கலாம். Question number 26. Which among the following ritual involved a chariot race? The correct answer is option C. Vajapeya. Vajapeya அப்படிங்கிற ritual it involved a chariot race. So in the innovative modes of rituals it helped to increase the power of the king. The formation of social distinctions became prominent. Question number 27. The later Vedic period teaching was seen as the occupation of whom? The correct answer is option A. Brahmins. The social transformation in the later Vedic period it was much more clearly reflected in the references in the Vedic text in Solla. The social divisions of Varna was established in the period. Teaching was seen as the occupation of Brahmanas, and the wife of Brahmanas and cows were given important status. Question number 28. Who among the following refers to Rajanya? The correct answer is option C. Kshatriyas. Rajanya அப்படிங்கிறது it refers to the Kshatriyas, and they were the warriors and rulers who received Bali as tax. Question number 29. In which among the following the Kshatriya is placed first, higher than the Brahmana? The correct answer is option B, Panchavimsa Brahmana. Striking changes took place in the Varna system and there was an increase in the privileges of two higher classes, அதாவது Brahmanas and the Kshatriyas, at the cost of Vaishyas and Sudras. So Panchavimsa Brahmana அப்படிங்கிறதுல Kshatriya were placed first, higher than the Brahmana. But in the Satabda Brahmana, the Brahmana is placed higher than the Kshatriya. So later Vedic society, the importance of Purohita is stressed as mentioned in the Vedic text. Question number 30. Who challenged Brahminical supremacy and their exclusive privilege of entering the ashramas, a regulated four-stage life, namely Brahmacharya, Grahastha, Vanaprastha and Sannyasa? The correct answer is option B, Kshatriyas. The Kshatriyas they challenged Brahminical supremacy and their exclusive privilege of entering the ashramas, a regulated four-stage life, namely Brahmacharya, Grahastha, Vanaprastha and Sannyasa. So இதோட outcome எப்படின்னா was the birth of Jainism, Buddhism and Advaikam அப்படிங்கிற சொசைட்டிஸ்லாம் இந்த சேலஞ்சினால உருவானது. Question number 31. Which among the following was limited to the upper section of the society? The correct answer is option B, Upanayana. In the four Varna systems were deep-rooted and became rigid in the course of time and the popularity of rituals helped the Brahmanas to attain power. So Brahmanas ரொம்ப இம்பார்ட்டண்ட்டாக கருதப்பட்டாங்க and they supported the kings, and although they had conflicts with the Rajanyas, the warrior nobles, the concept of Dvaja, அதாவது twice born, developed, and the Upanayana, அதாவது sacred thread, was limited only to the upper section of the society, and this ceremony marked the initiation for education. Question number 32. Who among the following was denied Gayatri Mantra? The correct answer is option C, women. The fourth Varna was denied education privilege and the Gayatri Mantra could not be recited by the Sutras. Women were also denied Upanayana and Gayatri Mantra, and the king, he asserted his authority over the three Varnas. Question number 33. Which refers to the Brahmana as the seeker of support and he could be removed by king from his position? The correct answer is option D, Aitreya Brahmana. Aitreya Brahmana it refers to the Brahmana as a seeker of support and he can be removed by king from his position at any time. Question number 34. Which among the following statement is correct? Certain craft groups managed to attain higher status. For example, the Rathakaras, the chariot makers, had the right to wear the sacred thread. Vaishya referred to the common people. They were involved in agriculture, cattle breeding and artisans. Later they became traders. Shudras paid tax to the kings. Some social groups were placed in ranking even below the Sudras. However, cross-Varna marriages did not happen. The idea of Gotra emerged in the Vedic period. Gotra literally meant Kaupen and it referred to a group of people from a common ancestor. Persons of same Gotra were considered as brothers and sisters and could not therefore intermarry. Several unilineal descent groups existed with the common ancestors. Several related clans formed the tribe. The correct answer is option B. Both the statement 1 and 3 is correct. Vaishyas, they paid tax to the kings and some social groups were placed in the ranking even below the Sutras. However, cross-Varna marriage happened in சொல்லலாம், and the idea of Gotra, it emerged in the later Vedic period. So Gotraங்கிறது literally meant Kaupan and it referred to a group of people from a common ancestor. Question number 35. In later Vedic period, the married man with his wife was... The correct answer is option A, Yajamana. The married man with his wife was the Yajamana in the later Vedic period. Question number 36. Which among the following statement is correct? The household became more structured, which meant it became more organized. The family was an important social unit. The family was matriarchal with matrilineal descent. The relations within the family were non-hierarchical. Polygyny, taking many wives, was prevalent. Several household rituals were also developed for the welfare of the family. The concept of ashramas, referring to various stages of life, was not well established in the time. While brahmacharya, grihastha and vanaprastha are mentioned, sannyasa had not developed. The correct answer is option A. Statement 1 alone is correct. The household வந்து ரொம்ப ஸ்ட்ரக்சர்டாக இருந்தது, அதாவது ரொம்ப ஆர்கனைஸ்டாக இருந்ததுன்னு சொல்லலாம். அண்ட் ஃபேமிலி இட் வாஸ் கன்சிடர்ட் அஸ் அன் இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் சோஷியல் யூனிட். ஃபேமிலி வந்து பேட்ரியார்க்கியலாக இருந்தது வித் பேட்ரிலீனியல் டிசன்ட். அண்ட் த ரிலேஷன்ஸ் within the family were hierarchical. Question number 37. Who are spoken of as a source of trouble in the later Vedic period? The correct answer is option B, daughters. The status of women வந்து declined as the society became more structured and the patriarchal family became more important சொல்லலாம். ஃபேமிலியில் ஃபாதர் வாஸ் த ஹெட் அண்ட் த ரைட் ஆஃப் primogeniture was strong. So though women had participated in rituals in the Rigveda period, they were excluded in the later Vedic period. Daughters are spoken of as a source of trouble. So their work was to look after the cattle, milking animals and fetching water. Question number 38. Which among the following contributed to the economic development in later Vedic period? The correct answer is option D, all the above, that is agriculture, pastoralism and craft production. The economic activities of this later Vedic period was quite diversified in சொல்லலாம். Agriculture, pastoralism, craft production, trade இது எல்லாமே economic developmentக்கு contribute பண்ணுச்சு. And agriculture activities increased during the later Vedic period. Question number 39. Which among the following mentions rituals related to ploughing undertaken by the kings? The correct answer is option A, Satapatha Brahmana. The Satapatha Brahmana அப்படிங்கிறது வந்து they mention the rituals related to the ploughing undertaken by the kings. And in this suggests the importance given to cultivation by the rulers and the shift to agriculture to support the increasing population. Question number 40. Which god is depicted with a plough which suggests the importance of cultivation? The correct answer is option D, Balarama. The god Balarama is depicted with a plough. So it suggests the importance of cultivation at that period. Question number 41. Which among the following was the staple food of Punjab region? The correct answer is option B, wheat. The Vedic people they cultivated barley and rice and wheat. Wheat ஒரு staple food for Punjab region இருந்தது. And the Vedic people began to use rice in the Ganga Yamuna Doab. The use of rice rather than wheat is noticed in the Vedic rituals. Question number 42. Which among the following statement is incorrect? Pastoralism continued to be important. Cattle were considered sacred. They became part of exchange and redistribution. The offering of cattle as a part of Dakshina continued. Pastoralism supplemented agriculture. Arts and crafts proliferated during the later Vedic age, and the craft specialization took deep roots when compared to early Vedic period. Since more occupational groups are mentioned in this period, evidence of iron workers noticed from about 1200 BCE. The correct answer is option D. None of the statements are incorrect. Question number 43. Which among the following metals was not mentioned in the later Vedic period? The correct answer is option C, platinum. Metals such as copper, tin, gold, bronze and lead இதெல்லாம் later Vedic periodல mention பண்ணப்பட்டிருக்கு. and these metals were smelted and worked by specialized groups. Question number 44. Which among the following objects were used for making weapons for war and hunting in later Vedic period? The correct answer is option D, copper. The copper objects it was used for making weapons for war and hunting in the later Vedic period. Question number 45. The term Kulala refers to whom? The correct answer is option B, potters. Weaving was undertaken by women and leather work, pottery and carpentry were well known in this period. Terms such as Kulala, which refer to the potters, and Urna Sutra referring to the wool appears in this period. Question number 46. Which among the following statement is correct? Bow makers, rope makers, arrow makers, hide dressers, stone breakers, physicians, goldsmiths and astrologers are some of the specialized professional groups mentioned in the later Vedic text. Professions such as physicians, washermen, hunters, boatmen and astrologer, cook are mentioned. Reference to the elephants are often found in the Rig Veda along with the elephant keeper. The increase in references to such groups indicates a society in transformation. The performers of Vedic sacrifices were also a type of service providers. The priest played an important role in legitimizing the role of king through various rituals. Wealth was measured in terms of cattle and animals, and there is a mention of offerings of 20 camels, 100 gold necklaces, 300 horses, and 10,000 cows as dakshina. The correct answer is option B, both the statement 1 and 3. Reference to elephants are found in Atharvana Veda along with the elephant keeper. The increase in references to such groups indicates a society in transformation. The performers of Vedic sacrifices were also a type of service providers. Question number 47. Which among the following statement is correct? Trade and exchange had developed in the later Vedic age. The material culture found in the archaeological sites reveals the movement of commodities and materials. Specialized caravan traders existed. The evidence of coins has been found in various sites and therefore barter must have been eliminated from the practice. The introduction of coins took place in the early Vedic period. The coins used are copper with Indra seal. The correct answer is option A, statement 1 alone is correct. Coins or evidence it has been not found and therefore barter system it has been the medium of exchange in that period and the coins or introduction took place after about 600 BCE. Question number 48. Which among the following god became the main deity in the later Vedic period? The correct answer is option C, Prajapati. Later Vedic period Upper Ganga Doab was the center of Aryan culture and this region is described as the land of Kuru Panchalas. The Vedic gods Agni and Indra lost their importance and Prajapati became the main deity in the later Vedic period. Question number 49. Who is the god of rituals identified with Shiva became important? The correct answer is option B, Rudra. Rudra, the god of rituals identified with the Shiva, became more important in this period. Question number 50. The Sadapata Brahmana lists the names of Rudra as what? The correct answer is option D, all the above. That is Pasunampati, Sarva and Bhava. The Sadapata Brahmana lists the names of Rudra as Pashunampati, Sarva, Bhava and Bhakyas. Vishnu was conceived as the protector of people and there is no reference to Vishnu's incarnations. Each Varna had its own deities in this period. So with this we'll complete the part 2 video of lesson 2. For more online study materials and online test packages, visit the official website of Winmean and Winmean e-learning app Play Store download பண்ணுங்க. இதோட details எல்லாமே இந்த வீடியோ கீழே descriptionல provide பண்ணிருக்கோம். Kindly make use of it. Thank you. Hello friends, welcome to WinMean e-learning. இந்த e-learning செஷனில் நம்ம 11th ஹிஸ்ட்ரியோட லெசன் பை லெசன் கொஷின் பார்த்துட்ருக்கோம். இதில் இன்றைக்கி நம்ம லெசன் 2ஓட பார்ட் 3 கொஷின் வீடியோ பார்க்கலாம். Question number 51. Which among the following statement is correct regarding rituals in later Vedic period? Rituals became important in society. It was believed that rituals and sacrifices could solve many problems. The rituals became more complex, required more resources, and took longer time. This indirectly reflects the demand for rituals and the formation of elite groups who could spend more resources on rituals and sacrifices. The correct performance of rituals was stressed. Stress was laid on paying dakshina. Numerous rituals were prescribed for solving all kinds of day-to-day problems. The resort to rituals and sacrifices as a solution for problems led to the view that material wealth could achieve anything. The ideas in the Yajurveda argue against such a view and stress the importance of releasing the Atman or inner self. Such degeneration of rituals and the material-oriented nature of the priest created dissension and led to the development of heterodox faith such as Buddhism and Jainism, which emphasized correct human behavior and discipline. The correct answer is option A. Both the statement 1 and 2 are correct. உபனிஷத்தோட ஐடியா படி ஸ்ட்ரெஸ் அண்ட் இம்பார்ட்டன்ஸ் ஆஃப் ரியலைசிங் த ஆத்மன் ஆர் இன்னர் செல்ஃப் வந்து இம்பார்ட்டண்ட்டாக கருதப்பட்டுச்சு. அண்ட் சச் டீஜென்ரேஷன் ஆஃப் ரிச்சுவல்ஸ் அண்ட் மெட்டீரியல் ஓரியன்ட் நேச்சர் ஆஃப் ப்ரீஸ்ட் கிரியேட்டட் டிஸ்டென்ஷன்னு சொல்லலாம். அண்ட் தீஸ் நேச்சர் led to the development of heterodox faiths such as Buddhism and Jainism. So Buddhism, Jainism, they emphasized correct human behavior and discipline among all the culture followed in that period. Question number 52. Which among the following statement is correct? The disciplines of philosophy, literature and science developed in this period. Various branches of learning such as literature, grammar, mathematics, ethics and astronomy was developed. Education was limited to male and female of both Brahmana and Kshatriyas. Teacher-pupil relationship was cultivated through person-oriented training. The development of Vedic text and the important given to the pronunciation, grammar and oral transmission suggest training in utterances and memorization as a part of the Vedic system of education. The development of various types of texts could be considered as developing solution for certain mundane issues and a quest for knowledge. They lay stress on the knowledge and the realization of the self or Atman and Brahman, meditation, cycle of birth and death. They convey the ideas of karma and good conduct, self-restraint, mercy and generosity as virtues. Despite the ritual-dominated aspects of Vedic life, some seers were in pursuit of knowledge and virtuous contact. The correct answer is option C. Both the statement 2 and 3 are correct. The discipline of philosophy, literature, science developed in this period ன்னு சொல்லலாம். And various branch of learning such as literature, grammar, mathematics, ethics and astronomy was developed. Education it was limited only to male. Question number 53. Upanishad text with philosophical inquiries were also referred to as. The correct answer is option A. Vedanta. Upanishad அப்படின்னா which means to sit nearby. இந்த text with philosophical inquiries were composed during this period and இதை வேதாந்தான்னு ரெஃபர் பண்ணப்பட்டுச்சு since they were attached as the last part of the Vedic text. Question number 54. Which Mughal prince translated the Upanishad into Persian in 1657? The correct answer is option A. Dara Shikoh. Dara Shikoh, இவர் ஒரு Mughal prince and he translated the Upanishad into the Persian language in the year 1657. It was much before the colonial scholars developed any interest in the ancient Indian literature. Question number 55. Which among the following music instrument is not referred in late Vedic period? The correct answer is option C, sitar. Late Vedic culture it has the evidence of music and fine arts in சொல்லலாம், and music instruments such as flute and drum are referred into this text. With the development of cultivation and pastoralism, different type of food and drinks made of grains, milk and ghee and plants were consumed. Question number 56. Which among the following was not used in later Vedic period? The correct answer is option D, none of the above. Evidence of use of silk and ornaments of metal, gold and copper is found in the later Vedic period, and metal mirrors were also used. Archaeological sites uncover panna beads and ornaments and the fabrication of glass beads it was also developed in the later part of Vedic period. Question number 57. Which among the following statement is incorrect? Later Vedic period is marked by lineages of clans and small kingdoms developed in many parts of the Indus Valley, leading to the development of state after 800 BCE. The idea of Janapada and Rashtra as territorial units had developed. The Raja wielded much power and the social division began to strike deep roots. The Varna system had developed well and Sudra identity became more marked during this period. The correct answer is option A. Statement 1 alone is correct. Later Vedic period it is marked by the lineages of clans and small kingdoms in சொல்லலாம், and this was developed in many parts of the Ganga Valley. இந்த small kingdoms clans develop ஆனதுனால it lead to the development of state after 600 BCE. So the idea of Janapada and Rashtra as territorial units have developed. Question number 58. Which among the following statement is correct? The history of India after the decline of Indus civilization around 200 CE is characterized by the presence of nomadic microlith using hunter-gatherers and pastoral semi-sedentary and sedentary agro-pastoral communities of Neolithic, Chalcolithic, Iron Ages and Vedic cultures. We have two main types of sources for this long span of time in Indian history. One is archaeological sites and material culture including pottery, plant, remains and metal objects. The other is the Vedic literature. There are no written documents for this period since the Vedic texts were transmitted orally. At this point of time, people had not developed a script in India except the symbols of Indus script which are yet to be deciphered. Correlating the archaeological cultures and the information related to various groups of people from the Vedic text is not an easy task. There are various theories on the identity of originators of the Indus civilization and various other archaeological cultures. The correct answer is option C. Both the statement 2 and 3 are correct. After the decline of Indus civilization, history of India around 1900 BCE எதனால characterize பண்ணப்பட்டதுன்னா the presence of nomadic microlithic using hunter-gatherers, pastoral, semi-sedentary and sedentary agro-pastoral communities of Neolithic, Chalcolithic, Iron Age and Vedic cultures. இவங்களால தான் இந்த part of history இந்தியாவோட history characterize பண்ணப்பட்டிருக்கு. Question number 59. The early Vedic culture is correlated with some of which cultures of India? The correct answer is option A. Chalcolithic culture. Early Vedic culture it is correlated with some of the Chalcolithic cultures of India ன்னு சொல்லலாம். While the later Vedic culture it is correlated with the painted grey ware culture of Iron Age in northern India. So unlike the age of Indus civilization where the urban sites and farming cultures were in a limited area, we notice cultural, agricultural, technological expansion developments in many parts of India in this period, which is accompanied by the growth of craft production and population. Question number 60. How many Vedas are there? The correct answer is option C, 4. The Vedas, அதாவது with அப்படின்னா to know or vidya. or the one of the earliest known text to have been composed in India ன்னு சொல்லலாம். And the language of Vedas வந்து it is described as Vedic Sanskrit. இந்த Vedas வந்து 4 types ஆனது, which is Yajur, Rig, Atharvana and Samaveda. Question number 61. Which among the following is the oldest among the Vedas? The correct answer is option A, Rig Veda. Rig Veda தான் ஓல்டஸ்ட்னு சொல்லலாம் இருக்கிற 4 வேதாஸில். அண்ட் அதர்ஸ் யஜூர், சாம அண்ட் அதர்வன வேதாஸ் வந்து were written down in the later period after the introduction of writing. So earliest known written manuscripts of the Vedas வந்து it is dated to the 10th to 11th century CE. Question number 62. Which among the following information does Vedas contain? The correct answer is option D, all the above, that is polity, religion, philosophy. Vedas வந்து it contain information about the political, society, religion, philosophy, and hence they are the source for writing the history of India. Question number 63. The main collection of Vedic hymns are called. The correct answer is option B, Samhitas. The major collection of Vedic hymns are called as Samhitas. So the Rig Veda Samhita வந்து it is the earliest text ன்னு சொல்லலாம். And Rig Veda வந்து it is dated to between 1500 and 1000 BCE. Question number 64. The Rig Veda contains how many books? The correct answer is option D, 10. Rig Vedaல மொத்தம் 10 books இருக்கு. And books 2 to 7 are the earliest ன்னு சொல்லலாம். And the books 1, 8, 9 and 10 are assigned to a later period. Question number 65. Which among the following statement is correct? Samhitas are philosophical texts and they explain the social and religious importance of philosophy. Each Samhita has had a text called Aryanka, which have commentaries on the hymns and rituals. Each Aryanka has a Brahmanas and an Upanishad. The Aryanka contain mystical ritual instruction to be undertaken in secret by the sages who live in the forest. Upanishad deal with the philosophical inquiries. The Yajur, Sama and Atharvana Vedas are dated to a slightly later period. The Samhita of the Sama, Yajur, Atharvana Veda and the Brahmanas, Aryanka and Upanishad attached to the Vedas are the late Vedic text. The Vedic texts were memorized and orally transmitted by Brahmins from generation to generation. And the correct answer is option C. Both the statement 2 and 3 are correct. Samhitas வந்து ritualistic text ன்னு சொல்லப்படுது. And these explain the social and religious importance of rituals. So ஒவ்வொரு சம்ஹிதாவுக்கும் ஒரு added text இருக்கும் which is called as Brahmanas. And these have commentaries on the hymns and rituals. Each Brahmana has an Aryanka, அதாவது ஆரியங்காங்கிறது forest text ன்னு சொல்லுவோம், and an Upanishad. Question number 66. Which Veda was composed in musical notes which are considered to constitute the basis of Indian music? The correct answer is option C, Sama. Samaveda அப்படிங்கிறது வந்து it was composed in musical notes ன்னு சொல்லலாம். And this is considered to be the basis of Indian music. Question number 67. Which Veda contains charms and magical spells? The correct answer is option B, Atharvana Veda. The Atharvana Veda வந்து it contains charms and magical spells. Question number 68. The Zend Avastha is the text of which among the following region? The correct answer is option C, Zoroastrianism. Zend Avastha அப்படிங்கிறது ஒரு Persian Iranian text of Zoroastrianism. So in the book வந்து it speaks about the lands and gods of people speaking the Indo-Iranian languages. And this has references to the regions of northern and northwestern parts of India. It has terms which show linguistic similarity with the Vedic period. And in the text வந்து it is an indirect evidence ன்னு சொல்லலாம் that The early home of the Aryans was outside the Indian subcontinent. Question number 69. Which among the following Vedas has rituals and hymns? The correct answer is option D, Yajur. Yajur Vedala only rituals and hymns மட்டும்தான் இருக்கும். Question number 70. Which among the following statement is correct? The pre-Harappan cultures are the earliest Chalcolithic cultures of India and they are found in the time before the beginning of mature phase of Harappan culture and continued to exist in the later period. The other Chalcolithic cultures of India are more or less contemporary to this phase of Harappan culture and they continued even after its decline. Unlike the mature urban phase of Harappan civilization, Chalcolithic cultures were pastoral and based on farming, generally rural in nature. They used stone blades and pottery and also low-grade copper in the later period. Iron were unknown to these people. Their settlements were dynamic or semi-dynamic. The houses were made of stone, mud bricks, mud and perishable wooden materials and built on a stone foundation. Silos meant for storage of grains have also been found. In the northwestern and western regions of India, the early farming cultures are associated with the Chalcolithic cultures rather than the Neolithic culture. The correct answer is option B. Statement 1 and 3 is correct. மெச்சூர் அர்பன் ஃபேஸ் ஆஃப் ஹரப்பன் சிவிலைசேஷன் மாதிரி இல்லாமல் சால்கோலித்திக் கல்ச்சர்ஸ் வந்து பேஸ்டோரலாக இருந்தது அண்ட் இட் வாஸ் பேஸ்ட் ஆன் ஃபார்மிங் ஜென்ரலி ரூரல் இன் நேச்சர் ஆல்சோ அண்ட் இவங்க வந்து காப்பர் அண்ட் ஸ்டோன் பிளேட்ஸ் அண்ட் பாட்டரியை யூஸ் பண்ணாங்க ஆல்சோ லோ கிரேட் அயன் இன் தி லேட்டர் பீரியட். ஸோ இவங்களோட செட்டில்மெண்ட்ஸ் எல்லாமே செடன்ட்ரியாவோ இல்லைனா செமி செடன்ட்ரி டைப்பாவோ இருந்தது. Question number 71. Which among the following animal evidence has not been found in the settlement of Chalcolithic people? The correct answer is option B, hyenas. Chalcolithic people they began to domesticate animals in addition to agriculture னு சொல்லலாம். So they had cattle, sheep, pigs, goats and buffaloes. So evidence has been found for turtles and fowls in their settlement also. Question number 72. The walls were made with which among the following frames in Chalcolithic culture? The correct answer is option D, bamboo frames. The walls were made with bamboo frames in the Chalcolithic culture and people used black and red ware on black and red ware pottery system. Question number 73. In Chalcolithic culture, houses were made of what? The correct answer is option D, all the above, that is stone, wooden material and mud. The houses were made of stone, mud bricks, mud, perishable wooden materials and these were built on a stone foundation in the Chalcolithic culture. Silos அப்படிங்கிறது grain storageக்காக கட்டப்பட்ட சில வெல் ப்ரிப்பேர்ட் பிட்ஸாக இருந்தது. இதுவும் இந்த சால்கோலித்திக் கல்ச்சரை சேர்ந்ததாக இருக்குது. Question number 74. The Chalcolithic sites have produced a large quantity of which objects? The correct answer is option C, copper. Chalcolithic sites have produced a large quantity of copper objects in சொல்லலாம் and they used copper objects such as flat axes, bangles, rings, antimony rods, knives, blades, socketless axes, barbed and tanged arrowheads, choppers and chisels. Question number 75. Which among the following statement is correct? Ochre colored pottery ware culture is found in the northern India dating to the Chalcolithic period. The OCP pottery has red slip and appears in ochre in color and hence it is called as ochre colored pottery. The OCP pottery has black painted design. The OCP comes in the form of jar, storage jar, bowl and basins. The OCP culture dates to 2600 to 1200 BCE and is found in the Indo-Gangetic plain and may have had some association with early Vedic culture. The OCP culture is seen as an improvised Harappan culture, and some scholars see it as unrelated to the Harappan culture. The OCP sites produced stone figures and objects, and therefore it is also known as stone hoard culture. It is a rural culture and has evidence of cultivation of wheat, barley, and legumes. The correct answer is option A. Both the statement 1 and 2 are correct. OCP கல்ச்சர் வந்து ஒரு இம்ப்ரவைஸ்டு ஹரப்பன் கல்ச்சராக சில பேர் பார்க்குறாங்க, அண்ட் சில ஸ்காலர்ஸ் வந்து இட் இஸ் அன்ரிலேட்டட் டு ஹரப்பன் கல்ச்சர்னு மென்ஷன் பண்ணுறாங்க. ஓசிபி சைட்ஸில் வந்து இட் இஸ் ப்ரொடியூஸ்ட் காப்பர் ஃபிகர்ஸ் அண்ட் ஆப்ஜெக்ட்ஸ், அண்ட் தேர்ஃபோர் இட் இஸ் கால்ட் அஸ் காப்பர் ஹோர்ட் கல்ச்சர். ஸோ இது வந்து ஒரு ரூரல் கல்ச்சராக இருந்தது, அண்ட் இட் ஹேஸ் தி எவிடன்ஸ் ஆஃப் கல்டிவேஷன் ஆஃப் ரைஸ், barley and legumes. So with this we'll complete the part 3 video of lesson 2. For more online test materials and online test packages for Tnpsc preparation, எங்களோட விண்மீனோட அஃபிஷியல் வெப்சைட்டை வந்து ரெஃபர் பண்ணுங்கள். அதே போல் விண்மீனோட இ-லேர்னிங் ஆப்பை ப்ளே ஸ்டோர்லேருந்து டவுன்லோட் பண்ணுங்கள். இதோட டீட்டெயில்ஸ் எல்லாமே இந்த வீடியோ கீழே கொடுத்துருக்கோம். கைண்ட்லி மேக் யூஸ் ஃபார் யுவர் ப்ரிப்பரேஷன். தேங்க்யூ. ஹலோ ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ், வெல்கம் டு விண்மீன் இ-லேர்னிங். இந்த இ-லேர்னிங் செஷனில் நம்ம 11th ஹிஸ்ட்ரியோட லெசன் 2 வந்து பார்த்துட்ருக்கோம். இது வந்து லெசன் 2ஓட பார்ட் 4 வீடியோ. Question number 76. The OCP culture used which among the following ornaments? The correct answer is option D, none of the above. OCP culture வந்து pastoralism இருந்தது, and there was an evidence of cattle, sheep, goat, pig, horses and dogs. ஸோ வில்லேஜஸ் வந்து வேட்டில் அண்ட் டாப் ஹவுசஸால் அமைக்கப்பட்டிருந்தது, அண்ட் தே யூஸ்ட் காப்பர் அண்ட் டெரகோட்டா ஆர்னமெண்ட்ஸ். அனிமல் ஃபிகரன்ஸ் வந்து இட் ஆல்சோ பீன் ஃபவுண்ட் இன் தி ஓசிபி கல்ச்சர். Question number 77. Which among the following statement is correct? The southern part of India has not produced cultural evidence of a full-fledged Chalcolithic culture. Perforated and spouted vessels have been found in some sites. Copper bronze tools like chisels and flat axes occur at these sites. Stone tools were unknown to this area. Red on black grey ware pottery is found. These people survived through animal rearing and agriculture. Millet, rice pulses and horse gram were cultivated, and fruits, leaves and tubers were collected. The correct answer is option A. Statement 1 alone is correct. Stone tools வந்து continue to be used in this area ன்னு சொல்லலாம், and black on red ware pottery was found, and these people survived through animal rearing and agriculture. Millet, pulse and horse gram were cultivated, and fruits, leaves and tubers were collected. Question number 78. The Iron Age in the North India coincides with which painted culture? The correct answer is option C, grey ware culture. நார்த் இந்தியாவில் அயன் ஏஜ் வந்து கோயின்சைட் ஆகிறது பெயிண்டட் கிரேவர் கல்ச்சரோட, அண்ட் திஸ் பெயிண்டட் கிரேவர் கல்ச்சர் இதோட டேட் வந்து 1100 to 800 BCன்னு சொல்லலாம். இதில் மோர் தென் 1000 சைட்ஸ் வந்து ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ணியிருக்காங்க வித் பெயிண்டட் கிரேவர் பாட்ரி இன் நார்த்தன் இந்தியா. ஸோ இதோட மேஜர் கான்சன்ட்ரேஷன் ஏரியா வந்து கங்கா யமுனா வேலியாக இருக்குது. அந்த செராமிக் சக்சீடட் த பிளாக் அண்ட் ரெட் வேர் கல்ச்சர் in the eastern Ganga Valley and central India. Question number 79. Which among the following statement is correct? The pottery was fine grey in color with painted geometrical designs during Iron Age in North India. The painted grey ware laid the foundation of early political formation. It correlates with the Kuru Panchala kingdom, which is known from the Vedic text. The painted grey ware culture phase is followed by northern red polished ware culture, which is associated with the Ashoka and Haryanka periods. The painted grey ware sites reveal the development of agriculture and pastoralism, and the settlements of this period grew in dimension. They show a large-scale population increase in the northern part of India. The Iron Age in North India was coeval with painted grey ware culture, and South India was associated with the Megalithic burial mounds. The correct answer is option B. Statement 1 and 3 is correct. Painted grey ware cultural phase வந்து it is followed by northern black polished ware culture னு சொல்லலாம், which is associated with the Mahajanapadas and Mauryan periods. Painted grey ware sites வந்து it revealed the development of agriculture, pastoralism and the settlements of this period grew in this dimension. Question number 80. A circular tomb using big stone slabs built upon the place of burial is known as. The correct answer is option B, megalith. The burial system which is followed by the people of Neolithic culture period continued into the megalithic period, and ஒரு circular tomb using big stone slabs built upon the place of burial, இதுதான் நம்ம வந்து மெகாலித்னு மென்ஷன் பண்ணுறோம். இந்த மெகாலித்ஸ் வந்து have been found in many parts of Tamil Nadu. Question number 81. The urn burial system was another type of practice and is evidenced in which area? The correct answer is option B, Adichanallur. Urn burial system வந்து இன்னொரு டைப் ஆஃப் ப்ராக்டிஸ்ன்னு சொல்லலாம், அண்ட் இதோட எவிடன்ஸ் ஆதிச்சநல்லூரில், அதாவது ப்ரெசன்ட் தூத்துக்குடி டிஸ்ட்ரிக்டில் வந்து நம்ம கண்டுபிடிக்க முடியுது. அண்ட் பிளாக்வேர் வந்து இட்ஸ் பெக்யூலியர் டு பரியல் சைட்ஸ் இன் தமிழ்நாடு. Blackware வந்து it is found mostly in the burial mounds and not in any human habitations in Tamil Nadu. ஸோ இது வந்து ஒரு இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங் ஃபேக்டாக இருக்குது. Question number 82. Which among the following statement is correct? In a majority of urn burials, the use of stone is almost non-existent. However, urn burials are grouped under megalithic because the materials, the pottery, iron objects, beads of semi-precious stones kept in them are identical to those found in the stone burials. The end of megalithic burial practice is assigned to the 3rd and 2nd century CE. During this period, Pali writing akin to Vipasi has been discovered in Adichanallur. There is also evidence of megalithic tradition continuing into later centuries. During the Sangam period, people still remembered urn burials. The correct answer is option A, statement 1 alone is correct. Megalithic burial ஓட end வந்து it is assigned to 3rd, 2nd centuries of CE ன்னு சொல்லலாம். And in the periodல Brahmi writing akin to Ashokan Brahmi has been discovered in Kodumanal, Erode district. And there is also evidence of the megalithic tradition continuing into later centuries, and Sangam period people வரைக்கும் they still remembered urn burials. Question number 83. The 4 primitive hero stones with Tamil Brahmi inscriptions datable to 3rd to 2nd centuries BCE found in upper part of which valley? The correct answer is option B, Vaigai Valley. The 4 primitive hero stones with Tamil Brahmi inscription datable to 3rd to 2nd century BCE வந்து it is found in the upper part of Vaigai Valley, and this supports the authenticity of hero stone tradition described in the Sangam Tamil literature in the context of cattle raids. Question number 84. Which among the following statement is correct? Scholars infer based on such evidence that some of the Sangam poems could be assigned to the early 1st century BCE or a little earlier. The tradition of erecting hero stones in memory of dead warrior heroes is considered to be an extension of menhir type of megalithic tradition. Menhirs, upright monumental stones and dolmens made of big slabs or boulders or megalithic tombs which is found in Tamil Nadu. Black and red ware along with the partial human remains and iron objects were unearthed recently at Vadamalgunda in Krishnagiri, Tamil Nadu. A few stone slabs were also found at the site. A centuries-old menhir at Sri Singaripalayam, excavated near Kundaram in Tirupur district, points to the existence of an ancient settlements along the banks of river Uppar. The correct answer is option D. All the statements are correct. Question number 85. Who among the following conducted an excavation at Adichanallur in 1876? The correct answer is option B, Andrew Jagger. Adichanallur இது வந்து திருநெல்வேலியிலேருந்து 22 கிலோமீட்டர்ஸில் லொக்கேட் ஆகிருக்கு இன் தூத்துக்குடி டிஸ்ட்ரிக்ட். அண்ட் 1876 ஒரு ஜெர்மன் எத்னாலஜிஸ்ட் அண்ட் நேச்சுரலிஸ்ட் ஆண்ட்ரூ ஜாகர், he conducted an excavation at Adichanallur and he carried with him samples of backed earthenware, utensils of all sizes and shapes, a considerable number of iron weapons and implements, and great quantities of bones and skulls. So இது எல்லாமே these are housed in a Berlin museum now. Question number 86. Which among the following statement is correct? The British Indian district collector of Tirunelveli A.G. Stewart and the famous linguist Bishop Robert Caldwell visited Adichanallur subsequently found it was a quartz site. Quarrying was immediately banned and the archaeological excavation commenced under the supervision of Alexander Rea. Rea prepared a comprehensive account of his findings and illustrated by photographs and was published in the annual report of Archaeological Survey of British in 1902 to 1903. Nearly 100 years later, the ASB carried out another excavation and brought out more information. The correct answer is option A. Statement 1 alone is correct. Rea prepared a comprehensive account of his finding, illustrated by photographs, and was published in the annual report of Archaeological Survey of India in the year 1902 to 03. So nearly 100 years அப்புறமா the ASI carried out another excavation and brought out more information. Question number 87. Which among the following is not yielded from burial mound at Adichanallur? The correct answer is option C. Terracotta objects representing the domestic animals such as buffalo, goat, sheep, cock, wild animals like tiger, antelope and elephant. Bronze objects they represent the domestic animals such as buffalo, goat, sheep, cock and wild animals like tiger, antelope and elephant. These were found at the burial mound at Adichanallur. Question number 88. Which among the following statement is correct? The engraving of animals on bronze and on ornaments is indicative of the primitive workmanship. The people were evidently skillful in molding pottery, in casting or brassing metals, in weaving and in working stone and wood. The presence of husk of rice and millets indicates domestication of these grains. Iron weapons were used for both wars and for animal sacrifices. The discovery of sacrificial implements prompted Caldwell to conclude that the people of Adichanallur were not adherents of Vedic religion. The correct answer is option C. Both the statements are true. Question number 89. Which among the following is not the megalithic sites in Tamil Nadu? The correct answer is option D. Koogal. Tamil Nadu irukka megalithic sites Adichanallur, Payyamppally and Kodumanal. Question number 90. Payyamppally is a village in Tirupattur Taluk located in which district? The correct answer is option B. Velur district. Payyamppally ஒரு திருப்பத்தூர் தாலுக்கில் இருக்க ஒரு village and this is located in the Velur district. Archaeological Survey of India it carried out an excavation in 1960s and unearthed black and redware pottery in this megalithic site. ஒரு large number of urn burials இந்த regionல கிடைச்சிருக்கு. And the date of culture based on the radiocarbon dating it is 1000 BCE. Question number 91. Kodumanal from Erode is located on the northern bank of which river? The correct answer is option A. Noyal River. Kodumanal from Erode, it is located from 40 km from Erode and இது லொக்கேட் ஆயிருக்க இடம் northern bank of Noyal River. And this Noyal River it is a tributary of the Kaveri ன்னு சொல்லலாம். And series of excavation were carried out during the 1980s and 1990s and the most recent excavation it was carried in 2012. Question number 92. In habitation trenches and megalithic burials of Kodumanal, the goods unearthed included pots, weapons, tools, ornaments and beads, particularly carnelian, akin to those found at where? The correct answer is option C, Mohenjo-daro. In habitation trenches and megalithic burials of Kodumanal, the goods unearthed included pot, weapon, tool, ornament, bead, particularly carnelian ekino, to those found at Mohenjo-daro. So carnelian it was known to this region at ancient times. So this may have been brought to Kodumanal from any outside civilization. Question number 93. In which Sangam work, a place called Kodumanam belonging to the Chera king is praised for gemstones? The correct answer is option 3, Paditru பதிற்றுப்பத்து அப்படிங்கிற சங்கம் ஒர்க்கில் தான் a place called கொடுமணம் belonging to the Chera king. இது it is praised for gemstones, and therefore some archaeologists they argue that கொடுமணம் is the ancient name of Kodumanal. Question number 94. Hoard of which coins have been discovered in Kodumanal? The correct answer is option C, Roman coins. Hoard of Roman coins it is discovered, and it is believed that this is a result of export of gemstones to the Roman world in சொல்லலாம், and this result in return to a huge inflow of gold from the later into the region. Question number 95. Which among the following statement is correct? Conches, bangles, remnants of furnaces, a kiln floor filled with ash soot, and potsherds with Sanskrit inscriptions are other finds in this site. Pit burials, urn burials, chamber tombs of different types excavated at Kodumanal, and the names inscribed on potsherds may indicate habitation by similar ethnic groups. The graffiti etched on the potsherds give a lot of information about the people and their activities. A menhir found at a burial site is assigned to a megalithic period. According to Y. Subrailu, Kodumanal is coeval the Sangam anthologies, that is 2nd century BCE to 2nd century CE. And the correct answer is option A, statement 1 alone is correct. Conches, bangles, remnants of furnaces, a kiln floor filled with ash shoot, and potsherds with Tamil Brahmi inscriptions are found in this site, and pit burials, urn burials, and chamber tombs of different types were excavated in the Kodumanal, and these names inscribed on the potsherd may indicate habitation by multi-ethnic groups. Question number 96. Which among the following statement is correct? The attempt to write a history of India began when the Europeans colonized India. They compiled the archaeological and literary sources as well as oral tradition. Certain notions, for example, the Aryans, were developed and used in the colonial text when many parts of Asia and Africa were under the influence of European powers. The concept of race was widely prevalent at the time to classify and categorize people. Some of the views reflect the racist ideas of colonial times. The Aryan theory was linked to the brown-eyed yellow race and its connection with the Europeans. Russians used the Aryan concept for their political agenda, ultimately leading to the war. And the recent studies have established that the word Aryan does not denote race, but only refers to the original speakers of Indo-Aryan languages. Though the Rig Veda is in Sanskrit, about 300 words of Munda and Dravidian language have been identified, suggesting that cultural mix with earlier inhabitants. And the correct answer is option B. Both the statement 1 and 3 are correct. Concept of race it was widely prevalent at that time to classify and categorize people nu solla, and some of the views reflect the racist ideas of colonial times. Aryan theory it was linked to the blue-eyed white race and its connections with the Europeans. So Nazis they used the Aryan concept for their political agenda, ultimately leading to the Holocaust. Question number 97. Which among the following is incorrect about Aryans? The correct answer is option A. Aryans used domesticated bulls, chariots, and was circular wheel with diamond head. Vedas periodல இருந்து Aryans வந்து they used domesticated horses and chariots ன்னு சொல்லலாம். And their chariots had spoked wheels and they used bows and arrows. இவங்க வந்து அக்ரிகல்ச்சரையும் பாஸ்டரலிசமும் ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ணுறாங்க. And they buried and also cremated the dead. Cult of fire and the use of soma drink were prevalent among the speakers of the Indo-Aryan languages. Question number 98. Which among the following statement is correct? The home of Indo-Europeans and Indo-Aryans is still a matter of debate. Many scholars are of the view that Aryans came to India as migrants from Central Asia, and it also believed that several ways of Indo-Aryan migration might have been happened. There are several factors which support this hypothesis. The trait of culture of Aryans cover Eastern Europe and Central Asia, which is geographically interlinked with India and West Asia and Europe. One of the accepted areas of Aryan home is Eastern Europe, Central Asia, north of the Black Sea. The Bacteria Margina archaeological complex is closely related to the Aryan culture, dated to 1900 BCE to 1500 BCE. Ceramics of South Central Asian archaeological sites resemble those found in the Swat Valley. The correct answer is option C. Both the statements are true. Question number 99. Which among the following inscription does not refers names similar to the Vedic gods? The correct answer is option C. Inga inscription. Indo-European names order, European languages names order for evidence வந்து found in an inscription dated to 2200 BCE, and this was discovered in the modern Iraq. Anatolian inscription of 1900 to 1700 BCE and Kassite inscription of 1600 BCE and Mitanni inscription of 1400 BCE. Bagos Goy inscription referring to the names similar to the Vedic gods have been the common features of Indo-European languages, but no such inscriptions are found in India. Question number 100. In the Rig Veda, the term Rishabha means what? The correct answer is option B, bull. The term Ashwa and several other terms in Rig Veda have a common roots in various Indo-Aryan languages. Rig Veda Ashwa அப்படிங்கிற term வந்து horse mention பண்ணுது, and it occurs 215 times, and Rishabha, which is mentioning the bull, is occurred 170 times. Tiger and rhinoceros, which are tropical animals, are not mentioned in the Rig Veda, and there is no trace of the urban way of life in the Rig Veda. So, the identity of Aryans when it is not correlated with the Harappan culture where there is no evidence for horse. So, with this we'll complete the part 4 video of lesson 2. For more online study materials and online test packages, visit the official website of WinMeet. And WinMeet ஓட e-learning app Play Storeல இருந்து டவுன்லோட் பண்ணுங்க. இதோட டீடைல்ஸ் எல்லாமே இந்த வீடியோ கீழே டிஸ்கிரிப்ஷன்ல ப்ரொவைட் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். Kindly make use for your preparation. Thank you. Hello friends, welcome to WinMeet e-learning. இந்த செஷனில் நம்ம 11th ஹிஸ்ட்ரியோட லெசன் 2 பார்ட் பை பார்ட் வீடியோ பார்த்துட்ருக்கோம். இன்றைக்கி நம்ம பார்ட் 5 வீடியோ பார்க்கலாம். Question number 101. Which genetic marker is said to have been found among the speakers of Indo-Europeans? The correct answer is option D, M17. இப்போ நடக்கிற DNA studies படி we can understand the ancient migrations கூட நம்ம அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் பண்ணிக்கலாம். அதில் M17 அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு genetic marker வந்து has been found among the speakers of Indo-Europeans. Question number 102. In which among the following region, Indian subcontinent, the early audience didn't lived? The correct answer is option D, Bhutan. Indian subcontinent early Aryans lived in the area of eastern Afghanistan, Pakistan, Punjab and fringes of western Uttar Pradesh. Question number 103. The early Vedic culture is placed between which period? The correct answer is option C, between 1500 BC to 1000 BC. Rig Veda Samhita வந்து it is the earliest text ன்னு சொல்றோம் that related to early Vedic period. So the early Vedic culture வந்து it is placed between 1500 BCE and 1000 BCE. Political, social and economic aspects of life in this period are reflected in the Rig Vedic hymns. Question number 104. When the Rig Vedic people moved into India, they came into conflict with people whom they referred to as what? The correct answer is option A, Dasyus. Rig Vedas வந்து it speak about not only the Aryans but also about the non-Aryan people whom the Aryans encountered in India. So Rig Vedic people இந்தியாவுக்கு மூவ் பண்ணும்போது they came into conflict with the people whom they referred as Dasyus or Dasas. So evidently the Aryans, they differentiated themselves from the dark native people who had different cultural practices and sought to maintain their distinction. Question number 105. Which among the following groups are grouped with Dasyus as mentioned in Rig Veda? The correct answer is option B, Simyu and Kikita. Rig Vedaல இருக்க ரெஃபரன்ஸ் வந்து நிறைய குரூப்ஸ் பற்றின ரெஃபரன்சஸ் இருக்குது. அதில் Simyu and Kikita are grouped with Dasyus, which is mentioned in the Rig Veda. Question number 106. Who is the son of Kulithara mentioned in Rig Veda as a chief with 90 forts or settlements? The correct answer is option C, Sambara. Sambarangaravar, he is the son of Kulithara. இவர் வந்து he is mentioned as a chief who had 90 forts or settlements. So Varchin was another chief with many troops. So இவங்கள பற்றின டீட்டெயில்ஸ் எல்லாமே ரிக் வேதால மென்ஷன் பண்ணப்பட்டிருக்கு. Question number 107. The Rig Veda mentions the defeat of a chief called Sambara by whom? The correct answer is option A, Divadosa. Rig Vedala mention பண்ணப்பட்டிருப்படி a chief called Sambara was defeated by Divadasa of the Bharata clan. Question number 108. Which among the following statement is incorrect? The concept of polity developed in Rig Vedic time. Various units of habitation and divisions such as Janas, Vis, Gana, Grama, Kula are referred to in Rig Veda. The Vedas speak about the Aryans and their enemies and the battles they fought with them. The battles were fought more for land and material wealth, and the war booty acquired was shared. They fought with the non-Aryans mostly, not among themselves. They invoked the support of gods in their battles. They strongly believed that prayers, sacrifices and rituals could offer support in their mundane life. The correct answer is option B. Statement 2 alone is incorrect. The battles அப்போ ஃபைட் பண்ணது எல்லாமே that is for cattle and material wealth, and வாரில் கிடைச்ச பூட்டி வந்து they were shared among the people. So they not only fought with the non-Aryans but also fought among themselves. This invoked the support of gods in their battles. So இவங்க ஸ்ட்ராங்காக பிலீவ் பண்ணது எல்லாமே prayers, sacrifices and rituals which could offer support in their mundane life. Question number 109. Which among the following god is called as Purandara? The correct answer is option D, Indra. The god Indra is called as Purandara, so which means the destroyer of settlements in சொல்லலாம், which were perhaps fenced or planned townships. Question number 110. Which were the ruling Aryan clans who were supported by Vasishta the priest? The correct answer is option C, Bharatas and Tritsu. The Bharatas and Tritsu இவங்கெல்லாம் தான் ரூலிங் ஆரியன் கிளான்ஸை சேர்ந்தவங்களாக இருந்தாங்க, and these people were supported by the Vasishta the priest. So India region வந்து it was named as Bharata Varsha after the tribe of Bharatas. So Bharata clan வந்து they were supposed by 10 chiefs and 5 out of them were Aryans. ஸோ இந்த பேட்டில்லாம் தான் வந்து பேட்டில் ஆஃப் 10 கிங்ஸ்ன்னு அழைக்கப்படுது. Question number 111. The battle of 10 kings took place on the banks of which river? The correct answer is option D, river Parushini. The battle of 10 kings வந்து it took place on the banks of the river Parushini, identified with the river Ravi. So இந்த பேட்டிலில் சூதாஸ் வந்து they won சொல்லலாம், and he became important, leading to the dominance of Bharata clan. So the Purus were one of the defeated clans. Question number 112. The Purus and Bharatas formed an alliance and later they formed which clan? The correct answer is option B, Kuru clan. The Purus and Bharatas வந்து they formed an alliance ன்னு சொல்லலாம், and later இவங்க வந்து குரு கிளான்னு ஒரு ஃபார்மேஷனை உண்டாக்குனாங்க. இந்த later Kurus allied with Panchalas and established their control over the upper Ganga valley. Question number 113. Which among the following statement is correct? The Vedic people distinguished themselves from the non-Aryan people. Varna was the term used by Aryans to refer color and category. The Rig Veda refers to Arya Varna and Dasa Varna. The Dasas and Dasyus were merchants. They came to be considered Vaishyas in the later period. Social classes were classified as warriors, priests, and common people. Sudras as a category of people appeared at the end of Vedic period. Slavery was common and slaves were gift to the priest, but there is no reference to the wage labor. Horse-drawn chariots and bronze objects were possessed by a few, suggesting social distinction. Vedic society was largely egalitarian initially, and social distinctions emerged later. According to Purusha Shikta of the Rig Veda, the various Varnas emerged thus: Brahmanas from the mouth, Kshatriyas from the arms, Vaishya from the thighs, and the Sudra from the feet of Purusha when he was sacrificed. And the correct answer is option C. Both the statement 2 and 3 are correct. Vedic people வந்து they distinguished themselves from the non-Aryan peopleன்னு சொல்லலாம். And Varnaங்கிற term வந்து it was used by Aryans, which refer color and category. Rig Veda reference படி Arya Varna, Dasa Varnaன்னு இருந்தது, and Dasas and Dasyus were conquered and treated as slaves. So இவங்க வந்து they considered as Sudras in the later period. Question number 114. Who among the following were itinerary traders or perhaps caravan traders? The correct answer is option A, Panis. Various professional groups இருந்தது, such as warriors, priests, cattle keepers, farmers, barbers, and also mentioned. So Panis வந்து they were itinerary traders or perhaps caravan traders னு அழைக்கப்பட்டாங்க, and Panis are also seen as enemies in some verses. Question number 115. The term Jana means? The correct answer is option C, tribe. Kinship அப்படிங்கிறது தான் basis of social structure of Rig Vedic societyன்னு சொல்லலாம், and people were identified with specific clans, and இந்த clans எல்லாம் ஃபார்ம் பண்ணி ஒரு tribe இல்லைனா ஜனான்னு உருவாக்கப்பட்டுச்சு. The term Jana அப்படிங்கிறது tribe அப்படிங்கிறது குறிக்குது, and the term Jana occurs in the Rig Vedic 21 times, but Janapata அப்படிங்கிற வேர்ட் வந்து அந்த Rig Vedaல இல்லவே இல்லை. Question number 116. In Rig Vedic society, which was the main social unit within the tribe? The correct answer is option B, Griha. The term Vis, which refers to the common people, இது வந்து 170 times வந்து occur ஆகுது, and they lived in gramas, that is villages. Family வந்து Grihaன்னு அழைக்கப்பட்டுச்சு, and this was the main social unit within the tribe. Question number 117. In Rig Vedas, the family was headed by whom? The correct answer is option B, Grahapati. family Graha அப்படிங்கிறது it was headed by கிரகபதின்னு சொல்லலாம், and his wife was known as Sapatni, and the family at that point of time was perhaps ஒரு joint family தான் இருந்தது. Question number 118. Which among the following statement is correct regarding Rig Vedic period? Women had a respectable position, but it is not possible to generalize about this. Society was essentially patriarchal with a preference for male children and cattle. The birth of a son was preferred perhaps because of the martial nature of the society, which required male members for their classes to establish dominance over the territories. Having 10 sons was considered as a blessing. Women was prohibited to attend assemblies and offered sacrifices. Marriage was common, but primitive practices were also continued. Polyandry seems to be having existed, and widow remarriage was not possible. People married at the age of 16 to 17. According to scholars, there is a little evidence of child marriage. The correct answer is option A. Statement 1 alone is correct. Having 10 sons, it was considered as a blessing, and women attended assemblies and offered sacrifices also. Marriage, it was a common but primitive practices and were also continued along with that. And polyandry seems to have existed, and widow remarriage was also known. People were married at the age of 16 to 17. So, scholars or குறிப்புப்படி there was a little evidence of child marriage. Question number 119. During Rig Veda period, the field was known as. The correct answer is option C, Kshetra. Archaeological evidence point பண்றபடி the development of agriculture Rig Vedic peopleல காணப்பட்டுச்சு, and the plowshare is mentioned in the Rig Vedas. The field it was known as Kshetra, and the term Krishi referred to the plowing. Question number 120. Which among the following term meant the furrow created by plowing during Rig Veda period? The correct answer is option D, Sita. The term Langla and Sura refer to the plow, and the term Sita mean the furrow created by plowing. So, irrigation தேவைப்படுற water was drawn from the wells by cattle-driven water lifts using pulleys. So, with this, we'll complete the part 5 video of lesson 2. So, for more online study materials and online test packages, visit the official website of WinMean and download the WinMean e-learning app from the Play Store. So, இதோட details எல்லாமே இந்த வீடியோ கீழே descriptionல provide பண்ணியிருக்கோம். Kindly make use of it. Thank you. Hello friends, welcome to WinMean e-learning. இந்த செஷனில் நம்ம 11th ஹிஸ்ட்ரியோட லெசன் 2 லைன் பை லைன் வீடியோ கொஷின் வீடியோ பார்த்துட்ருக்கோம். இந்த செஷனில் நம்ம பார்ட் 6 வீடியோ பார்க்கலாம். Question number 121. The term yuvam was referred to which among the following grains? The correct answer is option B, barley. Rig Vedic people they had knowledge of different seasons, sowing method, harvesting and thrashing. So இவங்க cultivate பண்ணது barley, which is called as yavam, and wheat, which is called as goduma. Question number 122. The term for war in the Rig Veda was. The correct answer is option B, Gavishti. Cattle rearing ஒரு important economic activity இருந்தது for the Aryans. So although they practiced agriculture, they also involved in cattle rearing. So cattle ஒரு wealth consider பண்ணாங்க, and warக்கு உண்டான term it was referred as Gavishti in Rig Veda, which means searching for cows. So இதுதான் contemporary term இருந்தது Goshti for factions as well. So the donation to the priest it was mainly cow and women slaves, but not land. So இதனால நம்ம pastoralism ஓட importance reveal பண்ணிக்கலாம். And இங்க Rig Vedaல there were no private property in land. Question number 123. The term ayas in the Rig Veda refers to what? The correct answer is option B, copper and bronze. ரிக்வேதா மென்ஷன் பண்ணுறபடி artisans such as carpenters, chariot makers, weavers and leather workers இவங்கெல்லாம் வந்து அங்கே எஸ்டாப்ளிஷ் ஆயிருந்தாங்கன்னு சொல்லலாம். அண்ட் காப்பர் மெட்டலர்ஜி வந்து இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் டெவலப்மெண்ட் ஆஃப் தி ரிக்வேதா பீரியட். ஸோ அயாஸ் அப்படிங்கிற டேர்ம் வந்து ரிக்வேதாவில் இட் ரெஃபர்ஸ் டு காப்பர் அண்ட் பிரான்ஸ். Question number 124. Which among the following term used to refer blacksmith in Rig Veda? The correct answer is option C, Karmara. Karmara அப்படிங்கிறது என்னன்னா blacksmith which is mentioned in the Rig Veda. Question number 125. Which among the following term is used to refer carpenters in Rig Veda? The correct answer is option D, Takshan. Rigvedala, there are references to Siddhi or yarn which indicates spinning which was done by women and carpenters. Carpenters வந்து Dakshan அப்படின்னு மென்ஷன் பண்ணுறாங்க. Weaving of clothes of wool is also referred, and obviously it was necessary for the cold weather which was in that period. So some of the crafts வந்து were full-time crafts which involved specialists. Question number 126. Which among the following was a gold or silver ornament used in barter during Rig Vedic period? The correct answer is option D, Nishka. Nishka அப்படிங்கிறது ஒரு கோல்டு இல்லைனா ஒரு சில்வர் ஆர்னமெண்ட் which was used in the barter system. ஒரு priest வந்து he received 100 horses and 100 Nishka as a fee for the sacrifices. Question number 127. Which among the following statement is correct? Trading activities were limited, though traders were present during the early Vedic period. Panis are referred to as traders and there were perhaps caravan traders. The word pan means barter, which was a mode of exchange. The dhanas and dakshinas offered to people were means of redistributing resources. The dakshina was both a fee for a specific service and also means of a distribution of wealth. The distribution of cows helped spread pastoral activities and economic production. The correct answer is option C. Both the statements are correct. Question number 128. Which among the following term refers to boats? The correct answer is option B, now. Bullock carts, horses and horse-drawn chariots வந்து they were used for transportation. And அப்போ இருந்த references படி sea, that is Samudra, and boats was mentioned as Nao. So boats வந்து it was driven by 100 oars which is mentioned in the Rig Veda. Question number 129. Which among the following statement is correct? The polity of the Rig Vedic period was that of a tribal society. The chief of the tribe was the main political head and he was called as Arasa. The kings lived in multi-pillared palaces. They offered gifts of cattle, chariots and horse ornaments and gold to priests. In the Rig Veda, the natural forces sun, moon, river, mountain and rains were defined as divinities. The religion was naturalistic and polytheistic. Indra was the most important god and he was called as Purandara. And the correct answer is option B. Statement 2 alone is correct. Rig Vedic period oda polity வந்து it was of tribal society ன்னு சொல்லலாம். And chief of the tribe தான் வந்து main political head இருந்தார் and he was specified as Rajan. The king வந்து he was living in multi-pillared palaces and they offered gifts of cattle, chariots and horse ornaments and gold to the priest. Question number 130. The assembly that elect the Rajan in Rig Vedic period is called as? The correct answer is option B, Samiti. Rajan வந்து he was a hereditary chief ன்னு சொல்லலாம் and he was perhaps elected by the assembly called Samiti. The main duty of the king வந்து to protect the tribe இருந்துச்சு and he also protected the wealth, fought wars and offered prayers on behalf of gods. கிங்குக்கு வந்து he had the authority over the territory and peopleன்னு சொல்லலாம். Question number 131. Which among the following was the main weapon of Vedic society? The correct answer is option D, all the above, that is boys, daggers and axes. Vedic society was militaristic னு சொல்லலாம். Bow, dagger, axes and lances இதெல்லாம் தான் main weapons of war இருந்தது. And tributes and booty collected from war were redistributed by the king. So there are also some references to gift of dasas or slaves. Question number 132. Who among the following was the chief of Purus gave away 50 women as a gift? The correct answer is option B, Trasadasyu. So the king Trasadasyu, the chief of the Purus, he gave away 50 women as a gift, and the chief was known as Gopa or Gopati, which means chief of cattle. Question number 133. Which among the following is not the assemblies mentioned in the Rig Veda? The correct answer is option B, Amar. Rig Veda period in the assemblies were called as Sabha, Samiti, Vidata and Gana. இதெல்லாம் தான் Rig Vedaல மென்ஷன் பண்ணப்பட்ட assemblies-ஓட நேம். Question number 134. Which among the following was the assembly of elders or elites? The correct answer is option A, Sabha. Sabha அப்படிங்கிறது it was the assembly of elders or the elite people னு சொல்லலாம். And Samiti it was an assembly of people. And Vidata அப்படிங்கிறது it was the assembly of tribe. So இவங்க எல்லாம் they performed military and religious functions among the people. Question number 135. Women attended which among the following assemblies? The correct answer is option C, Sabha and Vidata. Women they attended the Sabhas and Vidatas னு சொல்லலாம். The king sought the support of Samiti and Sabha for his activities. So there are also debates going on about the exact nature of the assemblies and function. So most of the understanding படி பார்த்தோம்னா the conditions of Vedic society it depended upon the interpretation of various terms னு சொல்லலாம். Sometimes it is very hard to reconstruct the original meaning. Question number 136. Who was the chief of army in Rig Vedic period? The correct answer is option A, Senani. Prohita illana priest they offered advice to the king னு சொல்லலாம். Vedic priest advised the kings, inspired them and praised their deeds. So in turn they received rewards for their services. இதே போல சேனானி அப்படிங்கிறவர் he was the chief of the army னு சொல்லலாம். And there was no evidence for tax collecting officers. Question number 137. Which among the following statement is correct? The people made voluntary contribution called Kali to the king. Some scholars say that Kali was imposed tax and not voluntary. There is no reference to the administration of justice. The officer who controlled the territory was called as Vrajapati. He helped the Kulapas or heads of fighting groups called Gramini. Gramini he was the head of village and fighting unit. Religion and rituals played an important role in the Vedic society. The correct answer is option B. Statement 2 alone is correct. The people made a voluntary contribution called Bali to the king. So சில scholars சொல்றதுபடி பலி it was an imposed tax னு சொல்றாங்க and it was not voluntary. So there was no reference to the administration of justice. Question number 138. Who was seen as intermediary between God and people during Rig Veda? The correct answer is option C, Agni. Agni he was seen as intermediary between God and people. And Surya was a god who removed darkness. Question number 139. Who was the goddess of dawn? The correct answer is option B, Ushas. Ushas she was the goddess of dawn னு சொல்லலாம். And Aditi, Prithvi and Sinivali are other goddesses mentioned in the Rig Veda. Question number 140. Who among the following was the god of water? The correct answer is option D, Varuna. Varunaங்கிறவர் god of water னு சொல்லலாம். He was next in importance and this god was the upholder of natural order னு சொல்லப்பட்டுச்சு. Question number 141. Who among the following was the god of plant? The correct answer is option C, Soma. Soma he was the god of plants and the drink was named after him. Soma drink it was a part of ritual னு சொல்லலாம், and the preparation of this drink had an intoxicating drink and it is explained in many of the hymns. Question number 142. Which among the following statement is correct? In the early Vedic period, lineage and tribes constituted society and the king had ultimate power. The various tribal groups of Aryans and non-Aryans fought to control the territories. Social divisions started to take deep root, although the concept of Varna and Aryan identities existed. Pastoralism were predominant and the cattle-centered clashes were common, although agriculture did play an important role. The archaeological sites suggest different types of craft production including metal, carpentry, pottery and cloth. The correct answer is option A. Statement 1 alone is correct. Early Vedic period lineage and tribe constituted the society னு சொல்லலாம், and king க்கு ரொம்ப limited power தான் இருந்தது. And the various tribal groups of Aryans and non-Aryans they fought to control the territories. So social divisions did not take deep root, although concept of Varna and Aryan identities exist ஆச்சு. Question number 143. Who among the following was the god of strength? The correct answer is option D, Maruts. Maruts was the god of strength னு சொல்லலாம். Interestingly, there are few references to Rudra or Shiva. Rituals were adopted as a solution to many issues and the problems of day-to-day life, and thus priest ஒரு important role society play பண்ணாங்க. So with this we'll complete the full video of lesson 2. So for more online study materials and online test packages for Tnpsc preparation, விண்மீனோட அஃபிஷியல் வெப்சைட்டை ரெஃபர் பண்ணுங்க அண்ட் விண்மீனோட e-learning ஆப்பை ப்ளே ஸ்டோரில் இருந்து டவுன்லோட் பண்ணுங்க. இதோட டீட்டெயில்ஸ் எல்லாமே இந்த வீடியோ கீழே டிஸ்கிரிப்ஷனில் ப்ரொவைட் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். கைண்ட்லி மேக் யூஸ் ஃபார் யுவர் ப்ரிப்ரேஷன். தேங்க்யூ.